There is a leaf that contains more vitamins than a multivitamin, more calcium than milk, more iron than spinach, and more complete protein than eggs. A single serving provides 4 times your daily vitamin A, 7 times your daily vitamin C, and more potassium than 3 bananas. For thousands of years it has been called the tree of life, the miracle tree, the mother's best friend. Ancient healers used it to treat 300 diseases. Modern scientists confirm it contains 92 nutrients and 46 antioxidants. It grows faster than bamboo, survives on scraps of water, and produces leaves 12 months a year. You can harvest it today and have fresh leaves tomorrow. Yet instead of growing it in every backyard, every school, every hospital garden, they package it into $30 supplements and sell it back to you. They took the tree of life and turned it into Big Pharma's profit center. This is moringa, and this is the story of why the most nutritious plant on earth is hidden from the people who need it most. Welcome to Lost Plant Remedies. In the mountains of northern India, along the foothills of the Himalayas, there grows a tree that has been feeding families for over 4,000 years. The ancient Sanskrit texts call it shigru, meaning swift because of how quickly it grows and how rapidly it heals. In the Ayurvedic text, Charaka Samhita, written in the 1st century BC, moringa appears in treatment protocols for joint pain, inflammation, blood purification, and digestive disorders. But it was not just medicine, it was food, essential food. By the 1st century AD, Roman soldiers were carrying moringa seeds across the empire. They knew something the modern world has forgotten. This tree could keep an army fed in conditions where other crops would fail. The Greek physician Dioscorides wrote about moringa in his medical encyclopedia, describing both its nutritional and medicinal properties. This knowledge spread across trade routes, from India to Egypt, from Egypt to Rome, and from Rome to the far corners of the ancient world. In West Africa, the Hausa people have a saying: the tree that grows in the dry season feeds the family in the hungry season. They call it zogale, and for generations, mothers have relied on moringa leaves to prevent malnutrition in their children. When the rains fail and other crops die, moringa keeps producing. When food stores run empty, moringa leaves provide complete nutrition. This tree has prevented famine for thousands of years. But here is where the story becomes critical. In 1997, Dr. Monica Marcoux published research that changed everything. She analysed moringa leaves using modern laboratory equipment, and the results seemed impossible. A single serving of fresh moringa leaves contains 7 times the vitamin C of oranges, 4 times the vitamin A of carrots, 4 times the calcium of milk, 3 times the potassium of bananas, and 2 times the protein of yogurt. But it gets more remarkable. Most plants provide incomplete proteins, missing 1 or more essential amino acids that human bodies cannot manufacture. Moringa contains all 9 essential amino acids in ratios that match human nutritional needs. It is one of the few plants on Earth that provides complete protein comparable to animal sources. Dr. Jed Fahey at Johns Hopkins tested moringa for antioxidants in 2008. The ORAC value, which measures antioxidant capacity, showed moringa scoring higher than goji berries, higher than acai, and higher than blueberries. The leaves contain quercetin, chlorogenic acid, chiampherol, and dozens of other compounds that protect cells from damage and reduce inflammation throughout the body. The World Health Organization has been studying moringa since the 1990s because of its potential to solve malnutrition. Their research shows that adding just 25 grams of fresh moringa leaves to a child's daily diet can prevent vitamin A deficiency, iron deficiency, anemia, and protein malnutrition. 25 grams, that is less than 1 ounce of leaves. In Senegal, researchers conducted a study with malnourished children. Half received standard treatment with expensive imported supplements. Half received daily portions of locally grown moringa leaves. After 6 months, both groups showed identical improvements in weight, height, and nutritional status. But the moringa group cost 90% less to treat. So here is the question that exposes everything. If moringa is this nutritious, if it grows this easily, if it costs this little to produce, why is it not growing in every community garden, every schoolyard, every hospital grounds across the world? Why instead do we find it in $30 bottles at health food stores? The answer reveals how the supplement industry operates. They cannot patent moringa. It has been used for thousands of years and exists in the public domain. But they can patent extraction processes, standardization methods, and specific formulations. They can take a tree that grows freely and turn it into an expensive product that people buy monthly. More importantly, they can control the narrative. Instead of teaching people to grow moringa, they sell dried powder. Instead of promoting fresh leaves, they market concentrated capsules. Instead of encouraging cultivation, they create dependency on manufactured products. The supplement industry needs scarcity to maintain high prices. If everyone knew they could grow moringa in their backyard and harvest fresh leaves daily, who would spend $30 on a bottle of powder? But there is a deeper suppression happening. Industrial agriculture depends on monocultures of patented seeds that require chemical inputs and generate annual profits. Moringa threatens this entire model. It grows without pesticides, survives without fertilizers, produces year-round in tropical climates, and regenerates from cuttings. You plant it once and harvest for decades. In regions where moringa grows naturally, it could eliminate vitamin deficiency diseases that affect millions of children. It could provide protein security in areas where meat is scarce. It could offer food independence to communities that currently depend on expensive imported supplements. But food independence threatens profit margins. Healthy populations need fewer medical interventions. Self-sufficient communities buy fewer products. The World Bank and various non-governmental organizations have promoted moringa cultivation in developing countries, but always within controlled frameworks. They provide seeds, training, and market access for export to wealthy nations where moringa becomes expensive supplements. They rarely promote local consumption or teach communities how to use moringa for their own nutritional needs. This pattern repeats globally. Plants that could solve malnutrition are exported as raw materials, processed in developed countries, and sold back as expensive products. Meanwhile, children die from preventable nutritional deficiencies in regions where moringa grows wild. The tree of life has been commodified into a pharmaceutical industry profit center. But knowledge persists. In the Philippines, malunggay leaves are still eaten daily in traditional dishes. In parts of Africa, mothers still feed moringa to their children. In India, some communities maintain the ancient practice of incorporating drumstick leaves into their regular meals. These populations show remarkably low rates of vitamin deficiencies, anemia, and malnutrition, not because they take supplements, but because they eat food that actually nourishes them. You can grow moringa if you live in zones 9 through 11. The tree tolerates poor soil, requires minimal water once established, and grows 12 feet in its first year. In colder climates, it thrives in containers that can be moved indoors during winter. Fresh moringa leaves can be eaten raw in salads, cooked like spinach, blended into smoothies, or dried for storage. The taste is mild, slightly peppery, similar to radish greens. Start with small amounts, a few leaves daily. Your body needs time to adapt to nutrient density this concentrated. Save seeds from mature pods, share cuttings with neighbours. Teach others to identify the tree. Every person who learns to grow moringa is one step closer to nutritional independence. The supplement industry profits from your ignorance. They need you to believe that nutrition comes from laboratories, not from plants you can grow yourself. They need you to associate health with expensive products, not with traditional foods that have sustained humanity for millennia. But the tree of life grows freely. It produces 92 nutrients without asking permission from any corporation. It offers complete nutrition to anyone willing to plant a seed and wait 3 months for the first harvest. Moringa teaches what the supplement industry fears most. Abundance is free, health grows on trees, and the most powerful medicine often comes from the simplest sources. If this hidden gem from Lost Plant Remedies opened something for you, subscribe and hit the bell. Every like and share helps preserve the wisdom others tried to commercialize. The next lost remedy reveals itself soon.